Hello, this is Megha Pandre, and today we will be doing a new chapter of Standard 9, lesson number 14, India, location, geological structure, and physiography. So let's begin with the second part of this chapter. Okay, so now we will be doing this second part, and in this chapter, we will study the forms of relief features. Now, the landform which is irregular and has some undulation on the surface of the earth. Undulation means the wavy part. Here on the mountains, you can see this is called undulation. It is not similar, it is not plain, but varying features of this physiography is called physiography. So, and this physiography includes mountains, plateaus, plains, valley, hills. So, the whole part of India, which is not formed out of same pattern but out of different physical features, that is called physiography. Now, on the basis of physiography, the whole of the India can be divided into five parts. First is the northern mountainous region. Second is the great northern plains here. And the third is the peninsular plateau, the middle part. And the fourth part is the coastal plains towards the southern India. And last one is archipelago. We will be covering the islands. Okay, and why it is called as archipelago. Now, in this Himalaya, we will be dividing Himalaya into two parts. First, we will cover the northern Himalayan range and the eastern Himalayan ranges. Now, the whole of the Himalayan mountain are divided into three layers. So here from these layers, you can easily make out the first layer is called as Greater Himalaya, second layer is called as Lesser Himalaya, and the third part is called the Shivalik range. Shivalik range, the maximum part is in India side. So here today, now we will continue with the northern mountainous region. The now northern mountainous region, we will talk about which are the number of mountains, peaks are there in the northern part. This is an important natural region of India. It is known as Himalayan mountainous mountain system, which is spread over about 2,400 kilometers in west-east direction. In the north, it has an arc shape. Here you can easily make out in the northern side. Earlier we have seen the picture itself. The northern mountainous region, the shape of it is in the form of an arc. Its width range between 240 kilometers to 320 kilometers. The Himalaya is not a single mountain. It is a layers of mountain, but is a complex of mountain ranges. Going towards the east from Afghanistan. Here from the Afghanistan, it extends up to Myanmar via India, up till Myanmar via India, Nepal, and Bhutan. It has more span in Tibet in the north. The northern, towards the Tibet side, it covers lot of area. It is a part of the mountainous system known as Pamir Knot. So this is the Pamir Knot where it is covered through mountains. Now, Himalaya on the whole can be divided into two parts. We have already talked about northern Himalayan range and the eastern Himalayan range. So first we will cover the northern Himalayan range. Now in this northern Himalayan range, there are three mountain range parallel to each other. There are three mountain regions. Just so these, which are these three mountain range which are parallel to each other, and it is also called as northern range is also called as Greater Himalaya. The northern side was also called as Greater Himalaya. It is the loftiest range. Loftiest means the highest range among the Himalayas, wherein there are more than 40 peaks which exceeds height of 7,000 meters. Most famous among them is the Mount Everest. The height of it is 8,848 meters high, and it is on Nepal-China border and is also known as Sagarmatha in Tibet. Other famous peak is Godwin Austen here. Godwin Austen is one of the other another The height of it is about 8,611, which is the highest peak of India. There are three distinct ranges in Himalayas which are almost parallel to each other. The Greater Himalaya, there are more high mountain passes such as Jilipla. Now, what is passes? Passes are the roads which are formed in these high mountains. So, one of them is Jilipla, Nathula, Shipkila, and Mansarovar, which is located in China, is also considered as a sacred place for Hindus, which is also located in this Himalayan part. Now, likewise, there are other mountain ranges. For example, they have given the height of it. For example, the highest of them is Mount Everest, which is about 8,848. Next is K2, which is about 8,611 meters. Next is Kanchenjunga, which is about 8,598. So these are one of the highest mountain ranges in the northern Himalayan region. Now, the second range to the south of the Greater Himalaya is also spread in wider area. So, this is the wider area, and the second part is the Lesser Himalaya. It is called as the Central Himalaya or the Lesser Himalaya. Why central? Because it is in between the Greater Himalaya and the Shivalik ranges. So, for that reason, it is also called as Central Himalaya. With the width range from 80 to 100 kilometers, and the width of it is 80 to 100 kilometers. This range include mountain ranges like, so the number of mountains which are here in this part are Pir Panjal, Mahabharat, Naktiba, etc. Many hill stations have developed in this moderately high range. Some of these hill stations are Dalhousie, Dharmshala, Shimla, Mussoorie, Ranikhet, Almora, Nainital, Darjeeling, etc. and Gangotri, Yamunotri, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Hemkund Sahib, etc. are the famous holy places which are situated here. Along with it, Kullu, Kangra, and Kashmir are extremely beautiful natural valleys in this region. So these are the number of regions, these are the number of places are located in the Lesser Himalaya. Now the third range, we will be covering the third range, which is the third range, the Shivalik range. Now the third range situated up further south is known as the Shivalik range. So the third range is called the Shivalik range. And most of it fall within India, and most of the part which falls in India, it is about 10 to 15 kilometers wide, and the width of it is 10 to 15 kilometers. Peculiar valley formation have taken place in this region, which is covered by gravel, stones, and thick sediments. The sediments which are brought through these rivers, which passes along to these Shivalik range. Locally, they are known as dunes, and local people call it as dunes. For example, Dehradun, Patli Dun, and Kothari dunes are situated here. Now we will move on with the Eastern Himalayas. The Eastern Himalaya, here you can see the location of it. Here the number of places which are, this region is called as the Eastern Himalaya. Now ranges situated in the eastern part of the Himalayan range have lesser height comparatively to the rest of the height. Here the height of these mountains are lesser. Some of them are more famous as hills. These hills in the Eastern Himalaya is spread as smaller ranges. Among them, Patkoi Hill is situated in Arunachal Pradesh, Naga Hills in Nagaland. So here the places are being shown, Arunachal Pradesh and Nagaland here. And Lushai or Mizo Hill in Mizoram, the location of it is. These hills are located near the eastern border and have their continuation in Arakan Yoma range of Myanmar. Garo, Khasi, and Jaintia hills are in the Meghalaya region. Mountainous regions have more rainfall, so dense forests have developed here as the population is less and more of rainfall. So because of that reason, the forest area is more. As this is the forested areas, roads and railways have not developed much. And here I end up with this part of the video. We will meet in the next part. Until then, goodbye.